You muted.
Oh, you muted. You muted right now. All right, say that.
My bad. Today 6 at Wagner.
6 at Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, so we live. Salute to the people, man. We back with another one. It's Facts Over Hate, episode 2, season 2. We got a special guest for the people.
Got a good special guest, man. Let me introduce my bro. We got a 2010 Under Armour All-American. Now I mean co-MVP, Florida Gator, 2014 first-round draft pick of the New England Patriots, 2018 Super Bowl champ, spent some time with the Rams. My good brother Dominique Easley, what's good, bro?
What's good, man? Appreciate you.
Appreciate you for joining the pod, my nigga. That the vibe.
Always. You know how nigga, family, nigga. That shit ain't never leaving.
Never, bro. So niggas is gonna ask you some questions, bro. We shouldn't have you on here too long unless you want to stay on the pod. You know what I mean? Then we could talk current events, sports, and shit like that. You know how it go.
Yeah, we chopping it.
All right, say that, bro. You can start the questions. Take off.
So first and foremost, I just wanted to ask you how your mental health, like just how you doing day to day, just as a man, getting by, just living life. How you doing, man?
Man, life is a new experience. It being a father, being a husband, it allows you to go through things that you're able to be vulnerable about and get information and learn how to grow through. So it's a growing experience. I got 5 kids, 3 boys, 2 girls. My boys, they're going through a rough little time just being away right now. So that's something to work through as a father. You know what I mean? So mental, it's a work in progress. It's always a work in progress.
That's a fact, bro. I definitely understand that. Every day is for sure a battle. Some days, most days, hopefully you win. Some days you might lose as long as you're not
That's a
making
fact.
fighting. But I wanted to ask you. I ain't never really even get to speak to you on it. You know what I mean? I left a year before you left school, so I didn't get to see the full process. What was that recruiting process like that led you to Florida?
Back then it was a hell of a time for sure, because obviously where we're from, I didn't get to speak to nobody about that experience. So it was a hectic, but it was a hell of an experience because I got to go see different schools. I took my visits to Penn State, Florida, and Oregon. And I've been to Rutgers a bunch of times. I won't call that my official visits, but just going there, experiencing those times gave me a different perspective on life. So it was definitely a hell of an experience. But I wish that I had somebody to speak to be able to go through it and make a sound decision rather than an emotional decision. If that makes sense.
Yeah, like somebody who may have been through it and understood and was able to guide you and stuff like that. And
That's a fact. That's a fact. 'Cause I definitely made an emotional decision to go where I went.
Okay. So there was no guidance to it. You just made the decision. As soon as the opportunity came, it was just like, damn, it's lit. I'm doing it. Like no.
Facts, yeah. Yeah, that's all I had. You know, I didn't have nobody to sit there and ask, yo, what was it like? The same question you asked me, what was it like going through your recruiting experience? You know what I mean? Like I never had nobody to ask that. I never had nobody to talk to through that. And so it was, like I said, it was all emotional decisions. It wasn't logical. It wasn't thought through. You know, I wish that I would have had that.
No, I understand. Well, I know during that time, even though LeGrand the year before me had got recruits, highly recruited and stuff like that, but it was different with you, bro. Things was different with you, bro. It wasn't a lot of people that could say that even before that, maybe like recently before you or after you, that could say they had that type of notoriety going into their junior, senior years in high school, getting out of high school. So yeah, I definitely understand. But there was nobody there.
That's a fact. That's it was different. It was definitely different. It was definitely different.
That's crazy because like growing up in New York, like I'm from New York too. I'm from Long Island and shit, but like it's crazy how like it's similar. Like everybody got the same similar kind of story to where it's like, yo, you have to make life and grown man decisions on the fly on your own. I don't know if you had like both your parents in your life, but I just know for me, like I've had similar instances where it's like I had to just make a decision on the fly. Because if I could
Yeah,
do it all over again, I wouldn't have made certain decisions. I would just make an emotional decisions, like you said. It's
that's a
crazy
fact.
how everybody's going through the same thing. Like,
Yeah, no, that's a fact. I was blessed to have both of my parents. I didn't live with both of my parents. I don't live with my mom, but my father and my mother were both my best friends. But at the same time, my father, he didn't have a father. So he was doing the best that he could. You know what I mean? And he grew up in the same hood that I grew up in. He grew up in New Brighton, from New Brighton. So it wasn't the mindset. I was definitely given a lot to be a man, to know, to like certain decisions to make, to learn how to be a man, because that's what he knew. But throughout life, like financial literacy, just learning how to communicate with not only your spouse but just with people. Like we only know how to communicate like nigga, we had a shield over our face, you know what I mean? Like we was always making sure that we wasn't being disrespected or we was always attacking somebody. So that's what I wish that I would have had. And that's, I mean, I feel like that's what we here in life for. We able to give that to our kids now, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a big fact.
so my
You got
next,
yeah, I was about to
go ahead,
say.
bro.
No, I was about to ask if you had a question and shit.
Yeah, my next question was I want to talk about football because I like I said I grew up in New York, so I knew
Hmm.
who you were. I graduated 2011, so I knew who you were.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying you were the
Yeah.
biggest name, the biggest recruiting shit. I want to know not just NFL, college, just in your life, even if it was Pee Wee. Who was like the shiftiest player, like the besides yourself, the nicest player you ever went against? It could have been when you was a little kid, somebody you knew that was just like, damn, this motherfucker was.
No, I got you. One. I ain't play PB ball. I ain't play football until I got to high school. I was too fat. Yeah,
Dang, word.
yeah. I was too. Yeah. I was too big. Nigga. I used to run around the track with the garbage bag.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I ain't never played football until I got to high school. But I say the it's two people. It's Shaheen Austin and then Chris Rainey, the shiftiest people that I
I
ever seen.
forgot these
Like them,
people.
yeah. Like I feel like
Awful
Shy
thing.
would have been able to be at Chris Rainey's level if he worked out.
That's a
You know,
fact.
yeah.
We talk about. I don't know if you are familiar with Showers, and that's somebody else we went to high school with. He graduated a year before me,
Yeah, he
but
was our running back. He was our running
yeah,
back 2007 championship, right? 2007,
yeah,
2008
2007.
championship. Yeah, that's that. You talking about dude who don't do nothing? Just that was crazy. He'll smoke a bogey and go out there, score 3 tubs, nigga run for 200 and act like nothing, jumping over people, bro. That shit was crazy. He ain't never get tired neither.
Never, bro. Never, bro. You talk about that shit all the time. Like
Back
somebody that you look at, you like, yo,
just a
he would
little
have
bit,
made it. Like if he would have trained a little bit,
just
bro.
a
If he would have
little bit.
trained and been on his shit, had everything together that he was supposed to have, he would
Yeah,
have
he
at
would have been
least went
different,
D1, bro. At
without a
least,
doubt,
bro.
without a doubt.
At least because he went all state, and not everybody goes all state from the PSAL, bro. Not a
Yeah.
lot of niggas go all state,
Yeah,
so he would have at least went to college.
that's a
So it was
fact.
definitely that was a sad story to
Yeah,
not
that's
see
a, I
him not
definitely
make
would.
it.
I wish I would have been able to see him strive.
But you said Chris Rainey's the other one.
Yeah, yeah. Them two just alike. Them two just alike.
And they both was running backs.
Athletes, returners, running backs,
Okay.
slot like an athlete.
All right.
Yeah.
Since you brought up Chris Rainey in Florida, I'm gonna ask you, and this is a two-part question.
Hmm.
You played under Urban Meyer, right, at
Yeah,
Florida,
for
and
1 year.
then
Yeah.
you got Will Muschamp. So
Yeah.
how was it like under that 1 year under under Urban
Herb.
Meyer, and then how was it like the transition to Will Muschamp?
Herb. I mean, my freshman year, I was a headache. I was trying to transfer every week. So Herb is a dude. He'll bring out the best of you. He gonna bring out the worst of you. You know what I mean? Like if I can go back now, I would approach that situation different and let him bring out the best in me. The transition to Muschamp was more of a player's coach, so he's still like a father figure to me in my life right now. Like I still talk to him or whatever. He's the actually one that got me into getting back into coaching recently. So it was a transition, but just two different relationships, totally two different relationships.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was gonna ask this question later, but since you brought up coaching, I might as well just ask you now. So you said Will Muschamp is one of the people who got you back, got you into coaching. So
Hmm.
what got you into coaching? What led you into getting back to Curtis and coaching it?
So I was one. I always said after 5 years out of the league, because I wanted to get into real estate. I wanted to do certain things before I got back into football. So I was able to do that, and then it's about to be six. I think year six. Yeah, year six for me out the league. So I wanted to get back into coaching. I started in Georgia. And that's how Muschamp had helped me start back in Georgia. But then just going through certain things, it, I feel like shit. It was God's plan for me to be back at school. You know what I mean? And from here, I need to get at least a year in coaching to be able to then go to the league because my plan is to go coach in the league.
Um,
That's
that's
fire.
what's up. That is fine.
Yeah.
And you answered the question I was gonna ask later, but that's fire. Shit, you're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna definitely do it. You feel me?
Oh yeah, no, that's a fact. Got no choice. No choice.
So another question that I had, I wanted to know when you was at Florida, outside of football, when you were in Florida, what was your favorite thing about just the college experience besides football?
Um, I mean, I had a lot of fun.
I can only imagine it's like from the town and you go to University of Florida. That's like
Nah,
legendary
hell
shit.
no. So Florida is Florida is not a town without the University of Florida. So when you go to big schools like that, they in real little towns. Which is I like Gainesville. I made some friends in Gainesville with locals or whatever. So I won't say it's the town. I didn't per se. I didn't have an amazing experience in Florida because I was in Florida. I had an amazing experience because I just knew how to have a hell of a time. Nowhere in the world is like New York. I'll tell y'all that. People weird, people different. So for me, it was a traumatic time to be honest. But during those times, well, I just had a lot of fun. I was out. I mean, I wouldn't say I say partying really happened after our sophomore year, bro. I nowhere really replicated how we partied like that. So when I got to school, and I say my sophomore year in high school, and you know what I'm
No,
talking about, like
no,
that
no. Yeah,
year,
that year
yeah,
was different, bro. I ain't
yeah,
gonna
that
lie. That
year,
year
like
was
we
different.
partied every single day and we worked out. Like it was different. So after that, when I got to Florida, it was a different type of party because I was in the South. You know what I mean? But I won't say the food because nowhere's like New York food. Nowhere's like home. I mean, I had my son. I say that was a hell of a time. But just I say the experience that I had that was great. I know you said besides football was football. It was football. Like without football, I would have never had a good time at Florida.
I get what you mean.
Yeah. We from New York. That shit. It's hard to really keep up with that.
Nah, that's a fact. You gotta stay
No,
locked in and shit.
Mhm. Nah,
no. The
not
crazy
even.
thing is,
Not even. It just wasn't. It just wasn't new to me. Like, cause I saw our sophomore year of high school, bro. I was an alcoholic.
Okay.
yeah, now
I
life
get
is
what
different,
you're saying.
bro.
So you basically saying,
'07 was a different
I get
time,
what
bro.
you're saying. I get what you're saying. You basically,
'07 was
I
different,
totally get it.
bro.
I get it.
That
You was already
that
experienced. You was a pro by the time that
Yeah,
shit.
that
It wasn't a shock to
yeah.
you.
Like, when niggas look at Degrassi, that's how our high school experience was. Like that sophomore year was the best time of my life. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
the sophomore year was it. I mean, well, that
Yeah,
wasn't so.
Mine
That
was
was
my
my junior
senior year
year.
of high
yeah.
That
school.
was my junior year. That year was
bro. We just
Like
had
just
it.
just the like he said it was like the grand. That shit was really like shit
Yeah,
that you would see in a movie. That shit
we
was playing
did.
out in real life,
Yep.
bro. Like that ass.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That shit was
Like it
crazy.
messed, and it's crazy because it messed people up in life because that's exactly how we went through with life.
So like you say, you got the Florida, bro. Bro, I met you in college, bro. Niggas ain't care about partying. I ain't care about
Yeah,
going
Yeah,
out,
when
bro.
I
It was
met you,
like
I didn't give a fuck about that shit.
I ain't care about that shit. But it was like, y'all niggas did that shit all the time in high school, bro. Like I didn't care about being mixy. Like I didn't care
nope.
about being mixy in high school, but just naturally niggas was in the mix. And it was like, yo, by the time I had a kid, I'm like, bro, I'm
Yeah,
cool
like
off of all of that shit, bro. Like
Damn.
females, all that whole experience, like every little experience that I could have had in college, I had in high school. In 1 year, that was the crazy part. That shit happened. That joint happened 1 year, like, cause it was to the point where, cause some of our friends were Africans and their moms would be gone for 5 6 months, so we would literally all be living at one of our homeboys' crib in high school. You know what I mean? So we did whatever we want. We had parties at the parties at the parties. I'm talking about Jigger. You know
yeah, I
what I'm
already know
saying?
what you're talking about. Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about
That's crazy.
Yeah.
but but yeah, not the. Before I ask my next question, I had always thought about that because like I ain't never go to like a big time school and shit like that.
Hmm.
I ain't played football in college, unfortunately. But you know that was my dream. But by the time I went to Dell State and I was there and I got to see the atmosphere, and you get older and you start to realize like what the atmosphere is like out of Florida, out of Alabama, at schools like that. And I'm like, yo, that ass outside of sports, I wouldn't fit in at a school like that.
No.
Like I'm glad I did go to the HBCU. Like, and I mean, obviously, if I was had the opportunity to play D1 football, I would have chosen D1
Yeah.
football.
No, that's a fact.
But not playing D1 football and going to HBCU, I'm definitely glad I went to HBCU. I definitely
Yeah.
encourage kids like if you're not playing big time sports, if
Definitely.
you go to HBCU, bro.
HBCU,
Like
without a
go
doubt.
to
Without
HBCU
a doubt.
straight
Yeah,
up.
because it was different, bro. It was different. I didn't fit in. Like I hated being there for real in that state. And that's why I'll never go live back in that state. That joint, people are like I said, I've been all over the world, bro. Ain't nowhere like home. Like ain't nowhere like the people like home. Ain't nowhere like the food, the culture, the different cultures, the diversity that we get, the communication. Like everything is just, I don't. For me, it's just different outside of here.
Nah, I definitely feel that, bro. I definitely. That's like I met him when he was in Delaware. I lived in Georgia for a little bit.
Shit, I'm in North Carolina right now.
We in North
Oh, for
Carolina
real?
right now. Word.
Okay,
So
okay. Yeah, I live
yeah,
in
bro.
Georgia.
Like,
I live in Georgia, but I'm in New York. Obviously, I'm in New York right now.
but my next question: you had the good fortunes of one being drafted in the first round, despite you dealt with some injuries and stuff like that, and you still got drafted in the first round to the New England Patriots, and had the fortunes of playing with many Hall of Fame players, but Bill Belichick and
Yeah,
Tom
facts.
Brady.
Hmm.
So what was that like playing with Bill and Tom? And who would you say is most valuable to the Patriot way and all the success? Was it Bill or was it Tom?
Oh, well, the answer to that is definitely Tom. I mean, if you look at Bill's record before that, he had a losing record. You know what I mean? So it's definitely Tom. And then after that, he had a losing record. So the success for the Patriots definitely Tom. Playing with them was cool. I mean, Tom was a regular dude. Like I said, I was never really into football, so I never really cared about who who he was, to be honest. But it was dope to see how he was competitive. It was dope to see like the things that people say about him and it happened on the field. You know what I mean? Somebody who I took to who was like a big brother for me was Vince Warford. You know, like he taught me a lot of ways in the league. It was dope to be around a professional like that. I wish at that time I would have taken heed to what he was giving me, but nigga being a knucklehead wasn't really open to different perspectives at the time. But it was a dope experience. It was a dope experience. Obviously, like you said, I dealt with a lot of injuries. My career didn't go the way I wish it would have went because of them injuries. But Like, I feel like I made the most of what I had, you know.
No, definitely. I would say, bro. You definitely somebody I'm happy to be like, yo, get my boy Dom.
Yeah.
Get it to the league, bro. Like, niggas used to have wars in the trenches at practice,
Uh-huh.
bro. Like,
That's a
used to be in
fact.
my crib getting dummy, like,
Uh-huh. That's a fact.
so
That's a fact.
definitely somebody I'm proud of. So
I
if I never
appreciate that.
told you, bro, congrats on everything you did in the league, bro, making it
Appreciate
that
that.
far, shit like that. Um,
Appreciate that, Brody.
Definitely a role model to the kids for sure.
Yeah.
Somebody that they could look up and especially kids now encourage that they like we had people that went to the league, but it was like I mean we did have Stephen Gregory that was there when he was in the
Mm-hmm.
league. I mean we was in school, but kids now can look like nah, we had somebody who really was all American, like really played in
Mm-hmm.
the Under Armour game, like really got drafted first round, like who
Yeah,
did
no,
that. So got a Super Bowl. So I know you was hurt for that, and I don't know if you got another question, Tago. So I'll just ask
Oh
you
nah,
first.
yeah, shit. Like when I
Uh,
was tapping in and shit, and it's like going over your story and shit. I wanted to know about like the real estate and like the investments and shit like that, because that's the kind of shit that I'm into. Like I wanted to know what got you into real estate, and I also wanted to know if you was into like stock and shit like that, and like crypto and
yeah,
options and shit like
yeah,
that.
yeah. No, I got you. So when well, what got me into real estate was brownstones. To be honest, like just knowing what brownstones, knowing the value of brownstones. So my first actual real estate investment was a fix and flip with a brownstone in Brooklyn. So that's what got me into it. Before that, I mean, I did multiple things. I got 13 hours in the air flying planes. Like that's what I really want to finish doing. Um, I opened up a dollar party store during COVID. That was pretty dope. That was an experience that allowed me to be an entrepreneur. Like that really said, oh, I really like this entrepreneurship. Um, during that experience, we also had wound up like getting into real estate due to our manager. Like we had just did a nice little deed. We wound up getting a house because she was getting kicked out with kids. So we wound up getting a house, letting her lease it. So that was like our little intro to real estate with me and Manny. Um, and then when I was leaving New Jersey, that's when I did my first deal in Brooklyn, which I wasn't hands on. I wanted to get more hands on. So when I left Jersey, I went to I went to Georgia, got my real estate license, took the 10-day test course or whatever, passed it, learned more through real estate, and then found a contractor. I found a contractor, and then I wound up working labor. I worked for him for like 7, 8 months, learn how to flip a house with my bare hands myself, so I can understand what I'm doing. And then me and the contractor wound up going into business, and then we wound up fixing 2024. We purchased our 2023. We purchased our first crib in December, but 2024 we flipped 6 cribs, two pieces of land. So that was my experience in that. And then obviously the way the market went during the election kind of steered me away from single family residential in the price range that I was going. Um, so then I wound up going into commercial triple net leasing, which we call mailbox money. It's just literally you get a check in the mail, then the tenants take care of everything. So I'm going more hands off when it comes to real estate, just because I'm going to coaching and I'm in school to get my. I'm about to graduate in December with my sociology degree. Then I'm going to do my master's to become a licensed family and counsel therapist. So as I'm doing my real estate, I'm becoming a little bit more hands off on that sense. But I'm gonna be doing brownstones and more multifamily, if anything, right now, just because of the way the market is.
That's fire.
that's
I
Yeah.
definitely
appreciate that.
fire.
That's some game right there. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah, bro. If ever got questions, I'm always, bro. That's what we here for. You feel me?
Definitely gonna tap in with you once we offline and shit. I also want to know like did you mess with the stock market?
Oh, stock market? No, I don't. I mean, I do. Like, I have money in the stock market. But no, I don't do it myself.
Okay,
I pay somebody to do that. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit in front of the computer all day. That's not who I am.
got you.
Yeah. But
No,
I
I
can
got you.
put you in contact with people to ask questions about it, so you can make those decisions.
No doubt, I appreciate that.
Yeah. All
Nah,
right.
yeah, we
Oh.
definitely gonna chop it up more on the business tip offline.
Mm-hmm.
But back to sports real quick. Uh, you also about to play the Rams. Did you play when they was still in St. Louis, right? Or
Nah,
did they
nah.
move?
So, and just to let you know, so I won my Super Bowl 2014. Then I went to the Rams in 16 when they first went to
16.
LA.
Okay.
Yeah, when they
Oh,
first went to LA. Then we lost. We lost in the Super Bowl in
in 18.
18
Oh,
at
okay,
the
okay.
yeah against the Patriots.
Gotcha. I gotta get my facts straight.
No, no, you
Yeah.
good, you.
So, all right, so then that's even better than it wasn't in St. Louis. You got to play with the Rams in
Yeah,
LA. So that's
yeah,
fire. That's
yeah, no,
fire.
that was a time. LA was a time.
So how was it with Coach McVay? You obviously was there. Jared
Yeah.
Goff,
Now
Aaron
he.
Donald though, like getting this play next day. You already mentioned Vince Wilfork. How was the Aaron Donald experience?
Hmm. Well, he's a great. You know what I mean. He's a great. He's a brother of mine. Like we're real close. So we always was able to match our work. So I love working with him. I love learning from him. You know what I mean? McVay, he's a players coach, so he understands how to get players to play for him. You know what I mean? So it was I had a great experience when it came to LA. Like if I could do it all over, I'd definitely go back to LA.
You know, that's what's up. And like since seeing some of the work Aaron Donald does in the gym on like YouTube and stuff, and like knowing the type of psychopath you can tap into when you get in the gym in that type of mode when you competing with somebody. Like I already those workout sessions are
Yep.
probably crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So because we lived together. Like when I was playing with the Rams, we lived together for a little minute. So we would, bro, that was a good time because we, like you said, we always challenged each other.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's definitely fire. That's definitely fire.
Hmm.
But shit, my last question before not to cut you off, Taylor. This is my last one. Um, what's it like though? Like I don't know if you was hurt for the first one, right? So you didn't get to play
Hmm.
at least in the first one. So like going just being around the Super Bowl environment, being on a team that's in the Super Bowl, like what's that whole process like? What's it feel like? Like, what's the process like? The preparation like?
I mean, obviously, it's a whole different experience being around that environment during that time. But it's we call it it's another day of practice. You know what I mean? Like you gotta prepare the same way. You don't change nothing. uh it's a it's something that you'll never experience besides there, obviously the environment. But it was dope, man. It was dope to be able to experience that. um I'm not, like I said, I didn't grow up saying that I wanted to play football, I wanted to play in the NFL, or this was my dream. So I won't sit here and lie to y'all and be like, yeah, I was super excited because it was a Super Bowl. You know how I am, E. That shit ain't never changed. That shit ain't never changed. So that it was a dope experience. It was dope to for me. I feel like I love that other people get to experience that. I guess that I went to the Super Bowl, or my family who was there that got to experience that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's dope. Like my kids like to play with the ring and all that stuff. So like to see their excitement behind it, but the actual Super Bowl, I don't say it have a super effect on me like that.
Gotcha.
True. So one of my final questions, just on the football tip, what like the question earlier, whether it was high school, college, NFL, what was your favorite play or your favorite play that you remember that you ever made? That was like that you always think about or something that come up in your mind. You like, damn, like I went crazy right here.
um, I know it's two. It's two. One is in high school. See, uh, I mean the league too. Yeah, I got college, the league. But the one that I really always think about is high school for real. Is two of them. One in the championship game. when they went for it on 3, I think it was 4th and 1 or whatever, and I had just jumped the snap count and came in and just dragged them. And then the second one was this is just a big man, a big man's favorite play. I think we played not Clinton. This was our year. It was a black and yellow team, Madison. We played Madison, and I had spent, and I had caught a pick off of a spin move, and I took it back for a touchdown.
That's fine.
Yeah. I say those two. I mean, I got some in college, but I won't say the ones I always think about. I mean, I think about high school football more than anything, to be honest, because that's when it meant the most.
Yeah, nah, yeah, I respect it. It'd be
I
like
think it was
that.
just that was pure fun. It wasn't business. It wasn't. It
Yep,
was that ass just like we out here
fun.
just having mad fun and shit.
Yeah, and during football and after football, like we was always together. You feel me? So
Like,
that it was a different, like what I see with the kids now. It ain't how we were. You know, like we was doing everything together. We was going to parties. We was going to school. We was getting females together. We was getting in trouble together. Like everything was together.
nah, it's a fact. I definitely, yeah, well, football
Yeah,
definitely kept a lot of us out of probably different situations than we would have been in,
that's a
just
fact.
because it was like if you wasn't playing football, or at the
What was
very
you?
least, you had to be on the basketball team.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
if you was on the basketball team, nah, you
Exactly.
stuck with the basketball team. But like otherwise, then like you ain't really have time to fuck with
Yeah.
everybody else like that. Get into the other real dumb shit people was getting
Yep.
into.
That's a
So we
fact.
kept it to the party and then the
Yep. to,
shenanigans.
to
You
the
know what I
fun.
mean?
We just have fun, bro. We have fun. We have fun.
Yeah, but I don't know. You got any more questions, Tego?
Shit, yeah, I think I had one more question. But yeah, I want to end it off on this. Right now, besides obviously your children and your family, you obviously passionate about. What are you most passionate about, like right now in this current moment of your life, like that you just locked in on, and it's like I gotta achieve this goal or something that you chasing right now that you're most passionate about.
Peace. For real.
Fire,
Peace.
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
fire.
Peace. Peace. It's a journey in many different ways, but definitely I'm chasing peace. I won't say I'm chasing. I'm understanding my peace.
I love that answer. That's a great answer.
Man,
I think that's a great way
that's
to
a
end it
great
for real.
answer
For
for a
real.
fact, man.
That's some real shit
Like
right there because we all
For
chase
real.
that's one of the ones we should have waited to the end of the pod to ask that question. That's a pod ender right there.
That's a fact, bro. Yeah,
But shit, you
peace.
said you were around to chop it up and shit, bro. So now I'm gonna ask. We're gonna talk on the current sports and shit like that. Did you
Mhm.
watch the Crawford Canelo fight?
Yeah, of
And
course. I watched the whole
uh,
fight. Yeah, I watched.
how you feel about that? Did you think Crawford was gonna be able to pull it out?
I knew he was gonna beat the shit out of him like he beat the shit out of him. That boy's too well. He's too technical, and he's a master of. I say he's a master of preparation.
Yeah,
That yeah, Crawford is a master of preparation. Like how he just be. He was gaming him the whole goddamn fight.
yeah.
He was
Yeah,
learning him the
that's
whole
right.
fight. So yeah, that I definitely was on Crawford.
Oh yeah. Shit, going into that shit, I was back and forth. Like, I was wishy washy. You feel me? I was picking Canelo. I was picking Bud. I was
Nah,
going based off of the. But bro, that was like a fucking masterclass. Like that shit
yeah.
was masterful boxing. Like
Mm-hmm.
move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That's
Exactly. You
exactly
heard?
what it was.
Yeah, like his boxing style is pretty. That's
Yeah.
all I can say. His shit is pretty. How he just be.
But I was
Yeah,
questioning even the defense. I was thinking to myself like, Bud, you done had this masterful defense, bro. He banged with Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the best fights I ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Nah,
be
that
like
honest.
shit. That.
he really did everything. Like he
Everything.
started out straight boxing him, and then he got to a point. I don't know. I was watching some videos. I heard somebody say that they felt like they told him that yo, I think they trying to get us on the scorecards.
Yep. He
And
start going
Crawford
crazy.
he started going crazy. He started really just
Mm-hmm.
banging with the nigga. And it's like,
Yep.
damn,
You
cause
can't like you said he made it to where you couldn't tell him he didn't win that fight.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
there was nothing in
it
that
was
shit
it
that
was
you
there was no way that you could say Crawford was.
mm
And then the
at all.
Like,
scores. scorecards, you seen that they would have worked him if that shit was a little closer. If it was close at all, because it wasn't, to me, it wasn't close at all.
The fight wasn't close, bro.
No, at
Canelo
all.
probably got 3 rounds, bro, maybe, bro.
Yeah, I think I gave him 2 on the watch back. I may have gave him 2. But I think in the 9th round, bro, he could have stopped that nigga before he headbutted him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was on the way. He was ready to go.
Go crazy. Yeah. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he definitely. But I feel like at that point, like, he could have stopped him. I feel like at that point, even after the headbutt, he was just like, I'm gonna just keep boxing this nigga. Like,
yeah, that's a fact.
Maybe that headbutt was like a warning to him, like, yo, bud, don't try to really embarrass me. Like, don't really try to don't do too much, my nigga. Like,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
I don't Mexican Independence Day, bro.
That's a fact. They were like, yo, bud, chill, because they seen it. I guess I know the energy through the TV is like, they was like, yo, chill. I listened back. The corner was telling him, like, chill. Stay with the game plan, chill. Because he's ready to go.
Well, see, that's like my whole concern prior to honestly, like a week before. I was really like, where I'm like, yo, how could somebody really go up? Essentially, for me, like, he fought Madrimov at 54, but for me, it was like you was going up 3 weight classes to take on Canelo with a pretty much a year off. I'm like, man, that's kind of 2 years off. So I'm like, that's kind of tough. I don't know how that's going. Like, how's that going to work out? Like, I mean, be able to take the power, but I knew that technically wise. I'm like, yo, skillfully wise, he could stay away from Canelo, and he could, be able to hit Canelo. But I know Bud want to fight, so I was just like, yo, is he gonna get to the point where he just want to fight so much, where he just take an unnecessary shot? But
he's a great athlete. That shit don't people kept worrying about this weight. All you gotta do is just do the same things that you do with the weight, and as long as you have the training, the correct training, you learn how to move with that weight, and that shit stays the same. You gotta do is turn that weight into muscle and move. So that's it. It wasn't, and people keep saying he took 2 years off. Obviously, he was still working, but he wasn't fighting. You know what I mean? So he, during those 2 years, you don't think he was heavy? He was heavy. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he was moving around with that weight. So he had that prep, and that's why I say he's a master at preparation. That's why that shit was not gonna be close. I ain't think nowhere near that shit was gonna. Everybody kept saying, "Nah, Canelo could hit." All right, Canelo could hit, but how many times he gonna get hit? That was the question. How many times that motherfucker got hit? He kept getting hit. He kept getting hit. Yep.
My last question with the boxing shit right now. You think Canelo? You think Bud should retire? Like,
without a doubt, yeah. Go, nigga. You got 6 kids. You better go enjoy yourself. Yeah, go enjoy yourself. Yeah, because boxing that shit be fucking up your head. He keep boxing. Yeah, he nice and all, but his head ain't gonna be there for too much longer.
Yeah, I don't know. What other fight would be worth fighting at this point? Like, other than you give a young up and comer a shot. Other than that,
nah, he need to go ahead, nigga. He a legend.
Maybe you fight Canelo again if you want to do that, but like, I
don't
know.
Nigga, it was not close.
There's nothing left to do, bro.
Bro, it was not close for him to fight Canelo again. Yeah, it was not like it wasn't like Canelo.
It wasn't
Canelo had
Canelo should want to fight him again.
Not like Canelo didn't have a bad fight. Crawford was just better.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't even close enough. Or one of those situations where Canelo's like, I was off. Let me run it back because of this. I'll be. And it was like, nah, that was my best shot, nigga.
Canelo got clapped. He was getting clapped and was like, damn, I really can't do nothing. Like, I can't really do nothing right now.
And that's it. Real time, that was his natural reaction.
Reaction
was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He couldn't control that because it was instinct, like, to be like, yo. Nah,
that joint was crazy. Nah, that joint was crazy though.
Nah, but that's all I had for real, man. I appreciate you.
Nah, always.
You. Legendary. I'm definitely gonna tap in with you. You feel me?
Yeah, definitely tap in.
I appreciate all the free game. I appreciate you coming through the platform. We just now building it up. You feel me? So it's our first guest. You feel me? So
all right, that's fire. That's fire.
So I appreciate you, bro. For real.
Always. Thank you for having me on, man. Appreciate you.
No doubt, bro. You know the vibes, bro.
Always. All right, I'm gonna holler at y'all.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Yo, that was a fucking Great interview, bro. Appreciate you, bro. And I want to let the chat know he made that happen. You feel me? Legendary shit. It's facts over hate.
Yo, shit. Shit, we seen y'all in the chat, bro. Everybody in the chat, we seen y'all. Know it's a different type pod. You know, we usually be talking to the people in the chat.
Yeah.
So all y'all niggas, 2 cents, cool. Lay, you know what I mean? Who else in here?
Elsewhere. I see
Elsewhere.
We see y'all.
You know what I mean?
Appreciate
yo, all y'all niggas, shout out to y'all for showing love and shit. I know the vibes, man.
That's a fact. I wanna overdo it and shit. I appreciate everybody coming through, but I just got a phone call, something important that just came from me right now. So that was like perfect timing. This episode 2. Facts over hate.
You know the vibes, buddy.
Know the vibes. Appreciate you. That was Dominique Easley. You know what I'm saying? Legendary shit. And we're gonna be back with another one soon, man. I appreciate y'all, bro.
I'm out. Stay safe, bro. Hit me.
You already.